Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA and I am in Nashville, Tennessee, here for a friend's wedding, but decided to stay another day just to explore the area. And out of all the great eats here in Nashville, maybe in Tennessee in general, the one place that everyone says that I can't miss out on is Hattie B's. Now, Hattie B's burst onto the scene in 2012. Hattie B's doesn't just have one location, there's several locations in Nashville alone, many locations across the whole South, and even outside of the South. Like, I think in Vegas they even have 1 or 2 locations, but we're actually at the original location, the place that started it all. The line's pretty long here too, and it's not really moving very quickly on a pretty hot and humid Tennessee day, but for you guys, we will wait for it. Hopefully, it's supposed to thunderstorm at one point. Hopefully we get inside the restaurant before the weather takes a turn for the worst, and we'll see if this place is all it's cracked up to be and worth the hype. All right, so the line is moving slowly but surely, but just gonna quickly run through the menu while we're outside. Good thing they have the menu out here that we can peruse while we're waiting to get inside the building. So there are Nashville hot chicken joints in New York as well, and you know, they all kind of have these hot levels. So there's Southern, which is no heat. You know, I guess this is kind of like Raising Cane's. You know, it's just the breaded and fried chicken strips and that's it. Then they have your typical heat levels, mild, medium, and hot. Usually I'm a mild person, but I think some people say that the hot is actually the best in terms of flavor. And then they say that these flavors are more almost like challenges, you know, like there's Damn Hot and Shut the Cluck Up. The Shut the Cluck Up, I hear, is something that you shouldn't get unless, you know, it's like a dare or like a challenge amongst friends or something. This is almost more like an achievement than like actually any flavor or any benefit. A friend of mine was telling me that if you get that, you're just gonna hurt, outside and inside. So, you know, I'm not planning on doing that anytime soon. And then when you're in the South, you gotta get mac and cheese. It's just, there's no comparison. Mac and cheese is just way better here, just objectively. So I think we'll get a mac and cheese and maybe a vegetable, maybe like a coleslaw or a Southern greens. When it comes to hot chicken, I tend to like the tenders, you know, served on a slice of white bread. It's kind of like you're getting a sandwich, but you know, in a more open-faced form. So maybe what we'll do is we'll get tenders and we'll add a wing, and perhaps we'll get a dessert as well, just to see how it is. So hopefully we get inside the building soon, and it looks like we're having some luck. So this is our lucky day. Well, it looks like they actually sell their spice powder here. I wonder if you can buy this and just make it yourself at home, although I guess you won't know the proportions, but something to think about. All right guys, so we finally ordered and we got inside Hattie B's, and even though the line outside might look really intimidating, it's actually not too bad, because once you get inside the restaurant, the counter is pretty much right there. So the line moves faster than it looks, and lucky for us because it's really humid and it looks like it's about to thunderstorm. But then once you order, they give you one of these and they bring the food pretty much right to you if you choose to eat here. It's actually a pretty big eating space. I mean, there's outdoor eating, and then there's like a space closer to the counter where I guess they added some extra seats, although it's very noisy and kind of hot there. And then other than that, there's the main dining space, which is kind of like this little atrium space. There's plenty of spots to eat, and I don't really think you'll have much of a problem if you're eating in, at least if it's not too slammed. While we wait for our food to get here, you know, when in Rome, or in this case, when in the South, we gotta get sweet tea, which is something that you don't really have up north. I mean, I guess unless you go to like, does Chick-fil-A still do sweet tea? I'm not sure. Well, they do? Okay, so let's try this sweet tea and see how it is. Now, I've only had sweet tea in the South once in my life. I forget where. I did not really have a good experience. I thought it was way too sweet at the time. But let's see if this is, you know, let's see if Hattie B's has a more balanced recipe, at least for a northern Yankee such as myself. Oh yeah, you know, interesting. It doesn't actually taste like the sweet tea that I thought it would. Like, the handful of times I've had sweet tea, it was like unbearably sweet. Like, it was almost like tea with just like half a container of sugar dumped in. Right off the bat, this sweet tea is much more balanced. It kind of just tastes like a normal iced tea that's just not unsweetened, that's all. It's definitely much more balanced. It's not overwhelmingly artificially sweet. Yeah, I could dig this. I could sip this all day and not feel like, you know, I'm gonna become diabetic or something. So, you wanna try the sweet tea?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? It's not like too sweet. It's well balanced, right?
This is more like Chick-fil-A's half sweet tea and half unsweetened tea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tina usually doesn't like super sweet stuff, so this is Tina approved. The sweet tea is endorsed by the sweet tea. Like a sweetie. Okay. Well, let's wait for our food.
And then these are the 2 medium tenders and mac and cheese.
Excellent.
And then this is the 1 hot tender and the medium well.
Excellent.
And then this is the coleslaw and then your ranch.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Of course, let me know if I can get y'all anything else today, all right?
Thank you. Man, people here in the South are so friendly, so it's always pleasant being down here. Let me show you what we got. So yeah, we got our 2 medium fried tenders. They actually offer the option to get grilled as well, but we did fried. Maybe next time if we come back, we can do grilled sometime. And does that mac and cheese not look heavenly to you? I think if I remember correctly, I think it's a pimento mac and cheese. Looks like you got that delicious yellow cheddar bits on top and the white cheese mixed in between. Looks like a really delicious, colorful mixed mac and cheese. Coleslaw just kind of looks like normal coleslaw, but hopefully it's good. Banana pudding. And then here we got 2. We got 1 hot, ooh, look at that hot tender. The hot tender already looks significantly spicier than the medium. And we also got a wing, so, oh man, I can't wait to dig in. So you know what, Tina? Because I know Tina's probably starving. So Tina, why don't you grab a medium tender off the top so you can start eating? You can grab the bread too if you want.
They kind of like stack together.
Yeah, you can just grab the one on the bottom. She's getting the VIP sweetie treatment. And I will try this delicious looking fried medium tender. And does that not look beautiful? So I'm just gonna cut it because if I grab it with my hands, I'm guessing it's gonna be too oily. So I'm gonna use my stick, holding my camera while cutting my food technique. And hopefully the chicken is not too dry. I mean, it looks slightly dry from this angle, but it looks more moist from this angle, so it could just be lighting. So, Hattie B's fried chicken, the best Nashville hot chicken they say in the world, so let's give it a try. Oh, that's hot, that's spicy. Oh shoot, ooh, even medium's pretty spicy. It tastes nice though. People don't realize that anyone can make something spicy. Like, anyone can just throw like a lot of cayenne pepper on something just to add pure spice, or those spice challenges also will sometimes just put like pure liquid spice extract into food just to make it purely hot, and anyone can do that and there's not much skill involved there. But what I love about the Nashville hot chicken and other foods like Sichuan, or in Chinese the pronunciation would be Sichuan, like style spicy cuisine, or Indian food, is when they really marry that spice with the flavoring. And in this case, it's like the seasoning and the oil and the batter just kind of marries together to make a delicious, spicy, almost like crust or like coat of armor over this juicy chicken on the inside. I do think the chicken could be cooked a little bit less. I get that they want to be safe and they want to prevent like salmonella and stuff like that, but I do think the chicken is a tad on the dry end. Maybe I'm just unlucky with this piece, but for flavor, it could be slightly less cooked and a little more juicy, but the outside's great. I mean, it's spicy, so at first I was really caught off guard by the spice level, but the aftertaste is glorious. You know, it almost tastes like a delicious hot oil. Like, do you like that Chinese hot oil? Like how the hot chilies and peppers are like infused into the oil? That's kind of like what you're tasting here. And the chicken has like a nice flavor too. Like, I think the chicken is brined a little on the inside. Hopefully you can see the steam coming out. It's piping hot, fried and made fresh to order, which I appreciate. Oh, it's better on the inside. Oh, okay. I think that edge piece I got was less good. Maybe it was on the edge, so it kind of overcooked a little bit, but I take back almost everything I said about the inside of the chicken. I take back what I said. This is not overcooked at all. I mean, maybe that edge was, but look at that juicy chicken on the inside. Like, the edges might be more overcooked because it makes sense, you know, they're on the outside, they're thinner. But the inside is juicy and beautifully cooked, and because it's juicier and it's not dried out by overcooking, you can also taste that like delicious brine. Like people say that what makes Chick-fil-A so delicious is that they brine everything in pickle juice for a night. And I think they're doing the same thing here. There's a wonderful like juicy brine, like a kind of like a acidic brine on the inside, and it pairs perfectly with the fried crunchy and spicy and oily chicken batter on the outside. Oh, ooh, a little spicy, but the juicy chicken actually counteracts the spice, so it's like a slow burn, but it's manageable, I think, unless you don't have much spice tolerance. Wunderbar. I don't know why I just spoke some German. So what we just tried was the medium, but this is the hottest one. This is hot. And, you know, the Nashville locals were telling me that hot is where it's at. Like, that's like, you know, kind of like Xi'an famous foods. More hot means more sauce and more flavor. Same concept here. More hot means the perfect amount of extra flavoring to the chicken batter. So let's see if this is great or if it's too hot to handle. I'm not gonna make the same mistake as last time. Let's go right for the center. Oh baby, look at this. Yeah, this is what I had in mind. Look at all this delicious oil. Oh man, look at all that spicy oil on the bottom. Try not to think about the health side effects and more about the delicious taste. So hot, spicy batter, looking juicy on the inside. So let's do it, why don't we? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh man. Oh, geez. All right, I disagree that the hot is better because it does have more flavor, but maybe I just lack some pain tolerance. You know, I don't quite have the heat tolerance for this, but to me, this hot is way too hot. Like, it does taste pretty good, like the flavor is great, but to me, it's just too much heat and it's too much pain where I can't really enjoy it. So I'm still all about the medium. I think the medium is the perfect balance. Hot, I don't know, this is too much. I'm not ever gonna try Shut the Cluck Up because like I believe what they said, it's gonna hurt all over if I do that. Perhaps if you're able to handle it, give it a try because the flavor is kind of nice. Tina, you wanna try it? All right, Tina's gonna give it a try now.
Don't carry me.
All right, Tina is completely unfazed. I am so shocked. I thought I had higher spice tolerance than Tina, but she has like.
This one's pretty good. I like this one.
Oh, okay, all right, look at that. Like, now you know the truth. I'm just weak, that's all it is. Tina's more resilient and Tina can handle it.
I like this one.
Now it's kicking in, see, it's the aftertaste, now it's kicking in.
No, but I like this one better. This one has the spicy powder on it. It gives it more of a kick. I like it.
I think it tastes good, but I think it's too hot, that's the main thing. But you like it more? All right, well, there you go. We got 2 takes. So, sweet tea approved, sweetie approved, but not UA approved. So, hey, this is looking like objectively a fantastic fried chicken to me. So we got a wing here and we got a drumstick here. And this drumstick is nice and juicy and it tastes good. Like it's nice and it's not too dry like the tenders. I believe tenders probably come from like the breast more. So the tenders are more dry. I could be mistaken about that, but the tenders are more prone to drying out. While the drumstick, as you can see, is nice and juicy. So I like it. I think it just comes down to what you want to eat. I mean, if you want like the tender, like you want the texture of the tender meat, which tends to kind of like, I don't know, like sort of like flake or string apart, if you know what I mean. Like it depends on if you like that texture, or if you kind of like this more wet, like off the bone texture, which I'm personally a fan of. I probably personally prefer the wing, but it's up to you guys. It's pretty close. Anyways, let's review the mac and cheese. And mac and cheese, guys, in the South is just objectively better most of the time than it is up north. Just look at how delicious this is. So, bottoms up.
I got the small dark medium with the side of cream and mac and cheese.
All right, that's pretty good. It's a really creamy mac and cheese. It's got a good combination where the inside is wet and creamy and has stayed wet and creamy after a few minutes and didn't instantly dry up, while the outside is baked and, you know, more of a coagulated, thick texture. If you like a good combination of like the creamier white cheese with the yellow, like a nice mixed cheese sauce flavor, you'll really, really enjoy this. I mean, goopy, cheesy goodness. And if I remember correctly, I think this was a pimento mac and cheese. For me personally, this still isn't one of my favorites because I'm just not the biggest fan of pimento cheese. Like, I think the pimento cheese flavor is a little bit too strong just for me personally, but that is just my personal preference. The texture is perfect. I like the ratio of everything, so if you like that kind of cheese, you'll like that. So, Tina ate most of the coleslaw, but a quick bite of this. I think the coleslaw is only okay. It tastes very healthy. Yeah, I don't know. The cabbage flavor is strong. It's not very creamy. Like, it's nice. It's nice and healthy. It kind of tastes almost like a cabbage salad with mayo, which I guess is basically what coleslaw is. But I don't know. To me, this is not great. Like, it's a little too bland, a little too plain. So, lastly though, let's try our banana pudding. And I hear good things about this Hattie B's banana pudding. Wow, look at this. This banana pudding looks awesome to me. It looks like that's a fresh hunk of banana that I just caught with my spoon, so. Oh, wow.
Yeah, say only good things.
Wow. There's a banana pudding place that I like back home, and this completely blew it out of the water. I think banana pudding was ruined for me forever. This is nothing short of the best banana pudding I've ever had in my life by far, and I don't know, that might have been one of the top 5 desserts I've ever had. That was just fantastic. I think I detect some subtle cinnamon flavor even. They added good texture with these wafers on top. The banana is just, I'm trying to find a piece of banana, but they have fresh pieces of banana in here that are just so unbelievably fresh and soft. The bread section is also soft and just, you know, you can pretty much cut through it pretty much at will, like the bread section. The cream is like sweet, but not too sweet. Liquidy and sweet, not syrupy. Just really, really well balanced. Great texture, great vanilla flavor, not overpowering. Everything is just in perfect balance and harmony. And the texture is fantastic. And the bananas are so fresh. If I can find them in here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's one at the bottom. Like, the bananas are so fresh and they just come apart like mush, like effortlessly. And I really mean it. I think this is one of the best desserts I've ever had. Like, move along all those bougie Michelin places that charge like 100 times this for something that looks pretty, because looks aren't everything. It's what's inside that counts. But actually in that bite, I only ate like the little cream on the inside and it was no longer balanced. It kind of had an overly vanilla flavor, so it was no longer great in that regard. But if you get everything in one bite, like a little bit of everything in one bite, that's the key. A little bit of everything and then it's fantastic. Either eat it ripe or not at all. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I would say overall my experience here at Hattie B's, now granted I went to the original location and there's lots of other locations. I hear the airport location is the worst one. They say they dialed down the heat level. That's what they say, which makes sense for people going on flights. But I thought overall I was pleased with everything I ate here, and yeah, I thought while I have fried chicken places that I like more, this is definitely the best Nashville hot chicken I've had. But I would expect nothing less from the most iconic hot chicken joint in Nashville and arguably the most iconic restaurant in Tennessee in general, if not the South in general at this point. Hattie B's, totally lived up to the hype 100%, and I highly recommend that if you're ever in Nashville, or even if you're able to try it at any of its other locations, like maybe in Vegas, I say give it a shot. Hopefully they open one in New York sometime. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have you been to Hattie B's before, any of its locations? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. And until next time, I'll see you later.